FedEx Forum and the inaugural American Athletic Conference Media Day. This is an unbelievable venue, and we have terrific coaches behind me. And at one time I was one of these guys, but I had to play them too many times, got whacked too many times, and now I'm an analyst. So it is good to be here, and I'd like to introduce the Commissioner of the American Conference, Mike Aresco.
Thank you, Seth. Appreciate the introduction, and good morning, everyone, and welcome to what is really an outstanding venue. And again, I'm flanked by obviously the most distinguished coaching group in the country, and obviously delighted to be here with them. On behalf of our 10 member schools, again, I'm welcoming everyone to Memphis on our first Basketball Media Day as the American Athletic Conference. Some of you were with us in Newport for our football kickoff. And I think all of you in this room know how proud we are of this reconstituted and reinvented conference. We're excited to write the next chapter in our history as we get ready for what promises to be a great basketball season. We gather here with great expectations for a successful and entertaining year. At the outset, there are some people I want to thank. Among them are the great people here in Memphis. The game of basketball is deeply rooted in this city, and we are thrilled with the support that the American Athletic Conference has received here. We know that when we return here in March for our men's basketball championship, we will play in front of some of the best fans in the nation. I want to recognize and thank Brad Martin, President of the University of Memphis. His vision, executive skill, and dynamic leadership will have a profound impact on this great university. Tom Bowen, the Director of Athletics at Memphis, is reinvigorating the athletics programs, and his hard work and vision were greatly responsible for bringing our tournament here to Memphis. He has a terrific staff, and I thank them as well. I would like to recognize Grizzlies Chairman Robert Parra and CEO Jason Levian. What an outstanding venue, obviously, and the organization's hospitality to us has been tremendous. Eric Ranger, Brett Riopel, Thomas Carrier, and the entire staff from FedEx Forum have been wonderful partners as we prepare for a first-class postseason tournament. I would also like to recognize Melvin Gibson from the Memphis Sport Council for the warm welcome our conference has received from this great city. As a conference, we have a strong relationship with the Memphis community, and one of our most important is with the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Steve Earhart has been a great partner and friend, and that relationship is very meaningful for us. I want to recognize and thank our student athletes and coaches who embody what we want our conference to be. Our student athletes, including those who are with us today, personify the high level of performance and the depth of character that will define our conference. And I can say unequivocally that we have the best group of head coaches in the country. We have Hall of Famers, proven NCAA tournament winners, builders of established programs, successful NBA coaches, and rising stars who are taking their respective programs to new heights. I would like specifically to congratulate Rick Pitino and the Louisville Cardinals, who capped their second straight Final Four appearance with last year's NCAA championship. I want to acknowledge several members of our staff for the work they put in throughout the year to make our basketball operations run so smoothly. Paul Brazo is our Associate Commissioner for men's basketball. He's worked tirelessly on our negotiations with our partners in Memphis, and he does a terrific job working with the coaches and our administrators during the basketball season. Kristen Brown is our new Director of Basketball Administration, and she will do an outstanding job. Chuck Sullivan, whom many of you have met, has worked hard to make this media day successful and has spearheaded our media efforts as we continue to reinvent ourselves. Tom O'Jackson, who many of you know, has done a phenomenal job with our basketball television schedule. He's balanced the needs of our schools with their desire and our desire for maximum broadcast exposure. I also want to recognize Mark Hodgkin, Jamie Corin, Catherine Carmignani, Lisa Zanecchia, and our interns Jordan Ozer and Megan Urbis from our conference. Without them, none of this would be possible. We appreciate very much our television partners, CBS and ESPN, for all they do for us. They are the gold standard in television and online media, and they support our efforts. Dan Weinberg and Bess Barnes are here from CBS, and Jay Levy and Zach Mallett are here from ESPN, as well as Seth Greenberg, Bruce Pearl, Brooke Weisbro, and Tim Welch, and we're happy to have them here. Finally, I'd like to thank members of the media in attendance. Many of you have traveled many miles to join us today. Please know that my staff and I are at your service today and throughout the season. We deeply appreciate the interest you've shown in us and the outstanding coverage you provide. We will have interesting stories this year, and we will assist you in telling them any way we can. We are very confident regarding our place in the national landscape in men's basketball. Quite simply, we feel we are a power conference from day one. Preseason magazines have us and will have us ranked highly. We will have multiple teams in this room who could win a national title, will compete for a Final Four slot, will vigorously compete for an NCAA tournament or other postseason berth. And not only this year, but in the years to come. We feel we are very strong from top to bottom. We know we have to perform on the court, and I'm very confident that we will. We have great brands, we have venerable programs, and we also have powerful up-and-coming programs. 2 of the last 3 NCAA champions are in our conference. 7 of our teams won 20 games last year. 8 have been to the Final Four. 3 of our coaches have been head coaches in the NBA. 2 of our coaches have played in the NBA. 2 others are in the Naismith Hall of Fame. And of our 90 conference games, 84 will feature at least one 20-win team from last year. And obviously Rick Pitino and Larry Brown are coaches in the Naismith Hall of Fame. We will compete with sportsmanship and with class. We're going to provide value to our media partners, and we will have unprecedented exposure on ESPN and CBS for our teams every year. Every game for which the conference controls the media rights will be televised. All 90 conference games will be carried on national television. At least 142 conference and non-conference games will be on national TV. This is remarkable exposure for our group. The entire tournament here in Memphis will be on national TV, with the championship game on ESPN and the semis on ESPN or ESPN2, and 4 conference teams will be featured on ESPN's College Game Day. Let me take a moment to talk about our conference generally. We've made enormous progress since the difficult days of November through February, as you all recall, last year. We've achieved stability, and we now have renewed energy and optimism. We have a new name that is strong and has been widely accepted. We have a great logo which is universally admired. We're creating an identity, and we will create our own history. We have achieved milestone after milestone as we have reinvented ourselves. We have outstanding tournament venues, men's and women. We have joined an officiating consortium with the Big 12 and Conference USA. And I want to, again, recognize Curtis Shaw, who is officiating coordinator for that group. We're going to have outstanding officiating this year. As I mentioned, we have outstanding TV deals. We have a new and improved website. We are establishing a digital network. And in football, we have numerous quality bowl tie-ins. Our institutions are making the commitment, and we have a distinguished roster of coaches, obviously, in this room, as well as players. Our goal throughout has been to give our student athletes the opportunity to play at the highest level, to continue to compete for national championships, Final Fours, tournament berths, and also to compete against the highest level of competition generally. We're a conference with a group of outstanding academic institutions that offer high-quality educations. We want our student athletes also to have high-quality athletic experiences. We want them to compete on the court, but also in the classroom, and we want to prepare our student athletes to succeed in the most important game, the game of life. We're here to celebrate our conference, but in a larger sense, we're celebrating the great game of college basketball, which has thrilled generations of fans, provided opportunities for so many young men and women, especially since the advent of Title IX. We all appreciate the beauty of this game, its subtlety, its grace, its intensity. Our tournament here in Memphis is going to provide memorable moments and intense competition, as will our regular season leading up to it. The journey will be exciting, as well as the prizes that could be waiting at the end. In closing, I don't want to ignore the larger issues facing college sports, but I do not want to dwell on them today. This is a day of celebration of our conference, celebration of college basketball. But let me briefly say this. We're going to meet the current challenges. We've always met them. I'm fond of quoting, especially when we went through some difficult times with our conference, I'm fond of quoting Edward R. Murrow, who once said, difficulty is an excuse history never accepts, and we don't accept difficulty as an excuse either. Our student athletes must come first. That's why we're here, and these cannot be hollow words. We're going to promote player health and safety. We'll develop a new and improved relationship with our student athletes. We certainly can explore flexibility as to how schools spend their money. We can explore the full cost of attendance, the stipends that you have obviously heard and talked about, but we will not pay players. We'll not establish an employee-employer relationship. That is not what college sports is about, and it is the road to ruin. The amateur model may be strained. There's no question there are issues. But with intelligent work and revisions, it can continue to work. It has to work. Our compact between schools and players must be made stronger, but not abandoned. The value of an education, the life skills inherent in that education, a lifelong connection to our great institutions will serve our student athletes well. College sports and college basketball are a national treasure we cannot ever take for granted. We are custodians of these games and traditions. Success on the court, success in the classroom, success beyond the classroom. These are our unshakable goals. We want to protect this heirloom and pass it on to future generations. And we want our players to be examples to future generations. Today, as I said, we celebrate college basketball, the teams, coaches, fans, media in this room. I can't wait for the season to start, and I wish you, one and all, great success, and thank you for being here. Take care.